focuses in. There we go. The thing about being an indigo is it's like being behind enemy lines all the time. There's not much you can do about it, but learn to enjoy yourself, because the thing is, you're not the one really coupled into that level of slavery. There's still freedom here. It's still very real. It's not freedom though for everyone else, and it's because freedom in the simple sense is a realization. So how do you bring upon that realization? That's, you could say, the whole driving force of my being is to bring forth the liberation of the mind, of the spirit, of the body in this paradigm. And the thing with being behind enemy lines, you have a way to infiltrate. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. But the thing is, even your enemies are your friends. And the thing is, your enemies don't realize that. And this is where consciousness is a win-win, because everyone is loved. Everything is loved. The only ones who hate are those who are unloved, as Charlie Chaplin would say. And with the unfolding dynamics of the planet, we're coming to this forefront of what's next. People are just seeing absolute disaster on all levels, or is this divine ascension? Maybe it's both. The thing is, there's just so many potentials at the forefront. You can go in any direction. So, yes, this is Gregor Arturo here, talking to you as I drive my Subi up Boulder Canyon to Ned in the Rockies through the Front Range. It's always a lovely drive, and there's been so much going, especially since the solstice. The solstice has just been rich and live ever since then. There's been a level of clarity, and the amount of downloads coming to me is just unsurpassed on so many levels: metaphysical, scientific, technological. It's just there's just so much. I'm getting actually a little overloaded by everything, but it's good. It's a really good thing. I'm not complaining. And seeing where we're moving in this next moment, that's 2012 happened, the infamous solstice then. That was a year and a half ago. And ever since then, my life has been chaotic. It's just been ridiculous. It seems like there's been chaos for everyone. We're going through a tunnel now, isn't it? Woo! And it's come to this forefront of realization of these different potentials that are laying in front of us. What I mean by that is dramatic shifts in the future of this planet are before us right now. And so this is where it's considered the most important time to embody our free will. And that even realizing that one of my gifts, you could say we all have those gifts, but in terms of my level of clarity when it comes to me, is feeling the potentials around us, and that we're not just here in the present moment. And yes, the present moment is so powerful, and it's a staple within spirituality. At least you could say the New Age metaphysical movement, even though that term even has a skewed label. And that the present moment is rooted in this, is your reference point in time and space. That's what you're experiencing. That's everything. But there's everything also that feeds into that moment. That's your process of manifestation, co-creation, and that there are certain potentials that we choose, that we step into, that are so unbelievably important. We're not even important. That's what you want to experience. That's your path of joy. So follow that joy. And we're coming to these moments where you must choose. Yes, life is a choose your own adventure book. But so many of us, it's we already choose the adventure. We already try to label it out completely and entirely. And, there we go. And the thing is, the way I go about things, you gotta choose your adventure in the moment. And then you get to another page and you're usually given a curveball. We never usually plan for the curveballs, and there's always curveballs. And right now there's so many pitchers winding up with crazy ass motherfucking curveballs that you can only begin to imagine how you're gonna swing and not strike out and get a home run in this moment. It requires you to be very diligent, focused, and present as these potentials are coming toward us. And so with the greatest clarity of all these potentials I see, that's so important, is the coming together of certain individuals. You can say all individuals, but when I say certain individuals, satoshi of like knights, Jedi, powerhouses, the heroes of our society. But it's the holistic underground, you could even say. I just got interviewed for a documentary 2 nights ago called Revealing the Holistic Underground, and it flowed great, amazing. It just came out of me, and there is this holistic underground. It's the Neos in the background who have this level of awareness and see that we're in this reality, and there's just a lot of people trapped in this reality. And because of this trapping, this forgetting, of this intense forgetting, that has come to a level of where karma is just being thrown around like monkeys with poo everywhere. And right now the karma is getting to the point where it's destabilizing the whole of reality. And so how do we get to a point where we reverse this process and we start getting constructive karma, where we start helping each other? We move this concept of gift economy, sharing one thing to another. And so it brings us forward to where is King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table? Where are these heroes in our society, in the mythology? Now we've all been blended into this notion of individualism. And the hero is this super individual, but with this individualism has become this isolation, this separation, and the loss of culture. Because at the root of culture with mythology is this hero archetype, and what the hero brings to our reality, brings to our world. And really, the hero is a process of remembering and bringing that back to our society, remembering what's real in terms of faith, truth, humility, forgiveness, compassion. It's the divine aspects that hold us together as one. And without that, it's a fracturing chaos. And we're at a point where order must be brought forth from this chaos, this great and powerful alchemical process. So the remembrance of alchemy is coming forth through the holistic underground, a spiritual practice that unifies science and well-being to make us mentors for our society. Because the thing with spiritual teaching is you can't tell someone something. I can't fully explain how the Tesla Tower works, but I can share my experience, my process, my revelations of how that came forth through me. Because that's the whole idea of school in the classroom. Or like the true idea of school and classroom is to provide the experience for the child to have that revelation, that download, that remembering. But without it, it's just rote memory. You're just stuffing that person full of information. Just like the movie Flight of the Navigator, the brain leaks, it just seeps out, and it doesn't stay there because it needs something to really hold on to. It needs a reference point. And that memory of reference point is revelation. And it can be in the classroom. It can be a teacher just you doing a simple experiment, or even just explaining their own experience or of the phenomena. But when that clicks, when that light bulb goes off in that person, that is the reference point that roots you to that moment, to that memory. And so with connecting all of your memories and all these reference points, it's those reference points lead you to this reference point of right now. It makes you right now in everything you see. And so this grand idea of reincarnation, of these linear progressions, to me isn't necessarily true, and that it's this fractal gradient. A part of me is connected to Tesla. I can feel Tesla. Does that mean I'm Tesla? No. I'm Gregor motherfucking Arturo. That's my name. That's my ego. That's my being. That is what I come to into this existence in all these different shapes and form, and there is some higher soul associated with it. But the thing is, it's all connected. There's a little bit of Einstein in me. There's a little bit of Wilhelm Reich. There's a little bit of everything. Some stronger, some weaker. But it's all there. Everything connects to you right here and right now. And so if you can move out from this reference point into the greater connection of everything, into the infinite vastness, you can be that co-creator. You can take hold of this reality. And so right now, as we move forth into this epic change of times, it requires us to be ever so present with ourselves and our heart and move forward with this clarity, mental clarity, which is rooted in common sense. Because this intellectual prowess, the rational mind of our Western society will only get you so far, where common sense is truth, it's grand. in that the bane of our society in terms of, like, I can think of is like with Monsanto and suing the farmers for having their GMOs end up on their crops. The thing is, common sense, regardless of all the political bullshit and economics and everything else in reality, all the corruption, common sense will tell you, well, that's wrong. And so that's your mental mind at the simplest level, is using that common sense. And so when it comes to physics and in these high-level concepts, oh, there's my positive energy, my company I work for. I'm going to be an electrician today. Yes, a normal human being in society, exploring the adventures of Western civilization and see where it will lead me. What house will I end up in? What job? What little circuit am I going to be fixing? Who knows? That's the great thing. But besides this normal little lifestyle, outside the realms back into the Matrix, we get into this revolutionary form of experience that's transcending upon us right now, right here. Earth 2014, summer. It's July 1st, the 4th is a few days away, Independence Day. It makes you think of that movie with the aliens coming down, just like a revolutionary shift of perspective. It's upon us, it's so close. I can only begin to imagine what it's going to bring. And the thing is, I feel like it's going to get better. But that requires this heart space to, like, really move forward and say what you want, but at the same time, it's also saying, what do we want? It's letting go of that I, but being aware of it, being fully aware of the ego, embracing it, embodying it. There is a character in me, you know? And I love to live that character. I love to explore that character. I'm a number 7 in the Enneagram, a visionary. And it's in Lord of the Rings, that's Legolas. It's like an elven energy. It feels great. But, you know, there's a little bit of hobbit, there's a little bit of dwarf, there's a little bit of human. It's all there, because we're all connected. It's just different gradients. But I can choose to explore it at the same time. I can explore it in a reflection in another human, or I can take on that character and explore it in myself. And so as we move forward into these archetypes embodying who we really are in this time, as we shift, the epic is unfolding. And I can only wonder where it's going to bring, because the thing we've sort of got thrown off with this whole idea of manifestation is like, I want this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have this very specific route, I'm going to pick every single page, I might choose my own adventure, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. I love that I'm on page number 1 and that there's 299 pages left to this book and I don't have a clue what's in them. I don't have a clue what my potentials of choices are going to be brought before me, and that idea of challenge and adventure is why I live. And every moment I can, it brings joy and it brings silence. It brings such celebration and such simplicity all at once. This paradox of being and feeling. I definitely know when I'm starting to reach this level of paradox of personal experience that my perception is, I was going to say drifting, but it's becoming multidimensional, it's becoming multifaceted. I'm seeing through a man's eyes, I'm seeing through a woman's eyes, I'm seeing through a human's eyes, I'm seeing through an animal's eyes, and I'm listening through God's heart. It's all becoming integrated into a holistic experience. And so what do you do with this is you do what, you can almost say what feels right. Even though right and wrong is another paradox in itself, but it's just, it's in the heart, it's strong, it's true. You're following your truth. And so my truth this whole time has been this concept of a Tesla tower. And what does it mean? What does it bring forth? And it brings forth a construct of abundance replacing with a construct of scarcity upon this planet. Because abundance isn't even necessarily a construct, it's a truth, where scarcity is a construct. It's a truth that everything is connected, everything is available, everything is there, nothing is limitless, it's infinite in nature and scope, it's all there, it's all one. You're the artist, you have the canvas right in front of you, you just have to paint on it, you just have to explore your mind's creation, because that's where creation comes forth. It comes forth out of consciousness. This is just an ongoing ever consciousness experiment. And so you as Neo, within this matrix, your job is to bring it down. When I say matrix, is bring down a system. And you don't have to do that with violence. You don't have to do this with extreme chaos, even though that's most likely how it will manifest, but not necessarily. And just because not necessarily, that means you can also hold in your heart. That's the intent you're going to drive this situation into. That it's going to flow that way. It doesn't have to go that way. It doesn't have to result in mass casualties and death and mayhem and what you could say is the Armageddon. No, we don't want the Armageddon. We want the apocalypse. For the Armageddon is this physical destruction, but the apocalypse is this metaphysical revelation. It means the revealing to a few. And those few, let's call it this holistic underground, are attempting to reveal it to all. Because it is within all that freedom is brought forth on this planet. And so, the simple thing with this notion of bringing forth abundance, my little puzzle piece, we all have a little puzzle piece to create this big, wonderful puzzle of a picture of a world that we see, that we want to live in, that we want to raise our children in, that we want to share experiences in with each other without war, and really embody what it means to live in peace, and this idea of interconnectivity, of comfort and joy, of continual, never-ending, wonderful, beautiful experience, is the liberation of our creation, is energy, is motion, is this kinetic energy. I'm moving in this car, but there is something propelling it into existence. How do I get this into symbiosis to where I'm not creating a negative karma in my reality, I'm creating a constructive experience that everything I'm interacting with, I'm influencing in a positive way, and vice versa. So all you get is growth. And the growth is a continual polarization of God, of the infinite, into this finite aspect of experience of the soul. And from with it comes self-exploration, that God can see who it is, a he and a she all at once. But for God to observe itself, it must observe a female through a male's eyes, and vice versa. And be it just the energy, the body really doesn't matter, gay or straight. It's just the energetic perception, of filter of how we're seeing reality. Oh, time to go up to Hurricane Hill. I am in Ned. Driving up. Chug, 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 chug. First gear. Woo! Alright. And so, the idea when we have something like a Tesla tower, or even just, you can say, a free energy device over Unity, something that defies modern physics, but goes with the truth of nature. That's the difference. So physics is in ways is a construct of man, but the flow of nature itself is inherent. It's a truth. And so with physics we're trying to understand truth, but it gets muddled by economics and politics and culture and agendas and honestly the constructs that the scientists who are even observing in place, those constructs which create further filters of those observations, there's so much muddling our perception of reality. But when you see it clear, you see how nature works, then you simply replicate it. And with that replication, you get growth. There's growth all around me. There's green everywhere I can see outside this car. It's just green. Yet physics is rooted in this notion of entropy, that everything's decaying, yet everything around me I see is growing. Things are constantly self-organizing into growth. And so we download this into the consciousness of mankind. What it brings more than friggin' anything is abundance. We let go of currency because we can have what we all have, but with it requires the moral and ethical responsibility to take on such freedom, such liberation, such abundance. And it's really simple. That's the beautiful thing. And I know I'm getting so close to seeing the entire picture of how this Tesla tower works because the revelations I'm having are getting simpler and simpler, to where the simplest answer is the best. And the idea of energy exchange has become so mind-bogglingly simple to me that when I first started it like 6 years ago, and just being like, oh, I did this and this, it has to work, it just has to. Now it's just sort of like trial and error, thinking about things. But now it's getting like so fine-tuned that it's clarity, it's just making sense in the most beautiful ways. I can't even begin to fathom, and I think I'm just gonna have to end this because I'm about to go into work, and we're just gonna have to bang to this, headbang to this music for a while. It's not really headbanging, but let's flow. Blessings, everyone. Enjoy your day. I love you all.